We're live. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Hey, do you guys like what you do? Do you want to make more money and have massive success? You know, excelling in life is really important. And on this week, Midweek Mindfreak, we're going to be talking about how to go above and beyond for massive success.
Chuck and Angela run multiple million-dollar companies. They are members of Riz Media's Billionaire Club, have coached and mentored thousands of agents, and are international speakers. They say by radically changing your mindset, not only can you change your outlook on life, but affect the actual results you obtain. Welcome to Midweek Mindfreak.
Good morning. Well, you know what? This morning it was a beautiful day out there on the beach, out in our house. So we wanted to open the windows up a little to get some of that nice sound in here while we're doing our midweek mindful. It's beautiful out here at the ocean.
So loud.
So glad that we moved out there. Very, very peaceful. Let me tell the kids to close the windows. Hey, kids, close the windows. Ah, there they go. All right. Well, anyway, they closed the windows.
I'm closing it a little more.
They closed them.
It's a rough day out there.
Anyway, so here this week on Midweek Mindfreak, going above and beyond. You know, we should always be striving the best that we could be. Always. We should always be looking to impress our clients. If you have a boss, you want to impress your boss, the managers, striving to be impressive, because we're living in a world that's got so much noise. The hell you got there? Everyone's bringing your jug.
I'm extreme.
Yeah, it's ocean water. You can fit the whole ocean in there. Anyway, oh my gosh, we can't get sidetracked. People want some good information today.
I'm turning off the ocean.
So how do we impress people? How do you go above and beyond to stand out in the crowd, to really make yourself valuable in what you want to do and what you want to make in life? So the following stuff we're going to be going over may seem a little obvious, but I really want you guys to really think about it and process and go, how can I implement that in my life every day? Because I guarantee, once we start talking about some of these things that we talk about, once you put them into action, your attitude and your performance will shine above anything else and everyone else. That is the key. That's my challenge to you guys today when you're listening. I want you guys to shine and really make an impact in this world, which will then have a direct effect on your income. Mm-hmm. So do you want to start with first one?
I want to say that we're really big believers in sometimes a whole series of small changes creates massive change. And so some of these things might just be smaller adjustments that you need to make with the way you work or your mindset, so that you can have the results that you're looking for. So the first one is work at the level of pay you want, not the pay you think whatever you're doing is worth at the moment.
That's mine.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
What number is that? No, it's not.
No, I'm going first.
Wait,
work at the level of pay you want.
Shoot, I like that one.
I'll
just interject. That's a surprise.
Oh, my. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Wow.
You go first.
That's not my first one anyway, so you're just skipping.
I'm sorry. God,
yep.
Did I pick the rest
Malfunction because she doesn't pay attention.
I don't sometimes.
No, she's not going above and beyond today.
I didn't pick any of your other ones, so you can go.
Oh, joy. So let's do the first one. I actually think the first one really sets the pace that you need to have vision and goals. I know we were always talking about that, but that is so important to understand and to go above and beyond, because if you don't know where you're going and you don't have things that you're striving for, how do you go above and beyond them? because you don't even know
You
where
don't
you're
even know what you're
at.
doing. Yeah.
So first and foremost, we need to remind ourselves of where do we want to go? Where do you want to be? And it could be a year from now, 5 years from now. That's one of the things I ask a lot of people. And I'm challenging you guys today. Here's what I'm going to challenge you. Picture your life 5 years from now. Now, if you ever really process how long
That's
5 years
that's
is,
a long time.
it doesn't seem like a long time, but think back 5 years and where you are. And right away, you're going to go, oh my gosh, that's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But that's good. That's what we want you guys to think about. 5 years into the future, where you're going to go. And the reason why I like picking 5 years and then you realizing how long that is now you're going to start to understand everything's a process. It's a journey. So when you have your goals and visions 5 years out, or even a few years out, you don't get impatient because you're not hitting them right away. So first of all, if we set those goals and visions of having these milestones, now on your day-to-day, you can go above and beyond to try to hit those milestones.
Do you remember how hard that was for us at first to think even more than a month in the future? It was so hard to get in that mindset.
Yeah, I'm just notorious for everything needs to be done yesterday.
It's true.
I think the only word I knew was yesterday, not today, not tomorrow. But so one of the things I know that we strive for is money. Now, before everybody goes, oh, you strive for money. It's what the money could afford us to do. So in order to make the kind of money we want, we have to always go above and beyond. We have to always striving to be different. So our goals that we remind ourselves every day when we don't feel like going above and beyond, we go, no, we want to live at that level. Maybe the money to help us go on vacations, maybe the money to give to other people, to be a blessing in their lives, like our family. Those are big deal, really big deals to us.
Mm-hmm.
So although we don't strive for money in and of itself, we're not going to be like Scrooge McDuck, throwing money on the bed and just rolling around in it. It's not the money, but what the money affords us to do. So if that's something that you see in the future and money is the vehicle to get there, you better be going above and beyond to achieve that. So that's the first one.
Well, also to add to that is, because I thought I was going to do that one, is it drives me nuts when people...
No, I didn't do that one. So get your bearings straight. That was...
No, I don't.
Don't screw this
Okay,
all up.
I won't.
Boy,
so it drives me nuts.
Is this live?
Yes. It drives me nuts when people, and when you ask them the question of like, what are you striving for? Or where are you going in your future? When they can't even articulate one thing about what they want in the future, I think to myself, how can you get through your day-to-day? What are you doing? Like, how are you not just chasing your tail? Because you can't even articulate one thing that you want for your future. That drives me nuts. And only because it's not the best for people. You're not going to achieve what you think you want to achieve. And most people just say, well, I just want to make more money. Or I just want to, their goal is that broad. And that doesn't mean anything.
Or that narrow is really not broad. It's narrow-minded.
Well, yes, it can be narrow-minded. It's too broad in thinking.
And I can guarantee, and most of you people listening right now, guarantee this, that most of you let your day get away from you. Most of you let you wake up and you don't even know what you're doing for the day. And what you'll do is you'll go on Facebook, you'll go on Instagram, you'll go on your emails, and whatever pops up is what controls the narrative of your day. Well, how the heck are you going above and beyond to achieve your goals if you don't even have any structure in your day?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it has to be perfectly structured. I'm not sitting here preaching mine is perfectly structured, but most of you guys, and you know who you are, if you feel like you're not at the level of success that you want, it's because you have zero structure in your day.
And that has to be intentional. Nobody does that by accident.
Yes.
Okay, they fall into what you just described. All right, my first one is going to be if you want to go above and beyond in your life in general, you have to adjust your focus all the time. And one of the adjustments that is really helpful towards massive success is focusing on helping people and fulfilling needs. So if you're focusing on, like Zig Ziglar, we bring that up, isn't it Zig Ziglar that says, you help enough people get what they want, you're going to get what you want. If the focus is outward, there's so many benefits. We could have a whole series on just outward focused instead of selfish focused. But then you start to say, well, how do I go and fulfill other people's needs? And you start thinking about, what behaviors do I need to change in myself to do that? For example, one of the things that he and I have to consistently work on because of our personality type is we have to learn to listen better. We have to learn to ask really good questions and then actually listen to the answers, so we can discover what people need and discover what's going to help them make their goals and dreams come true. So when you focus that way, what happens is the people who are around you want to reciprocate. Not everyone, they want to reciprocate. And so now you're building a team of successful minded people around you. You're helping them get what they need. They're helping you get what you need. And the momentum is incredible.
Yeah, it creates this great energy, which goes back to being around like-minded people.
Yes.
Because you won't have anybody sucking the life out of you in that when you're around.
Right.
And the energy that creates is just incredible.
And when you go above and beyond to fulfill people's needs, well, then that, what we just described, it just blows up, it explodes.
Yeah, and it really is amazing. When you are helping other people, there's this sense of gratification and satisfaction that you will have that, if you're struggling in life, it starts to, you're drinking the ocean again.
Mm-hmm.
It just starts to go away because you're helping and you're giving, and having a servant heart is a big deal. So that's a good one. Now on to mine, which is work at the level of pay you want. Work at the level of pay you want. I'm going to really, this is going to hit home for some of you. And it's going to be a hard conversation because I deal with this a lot, dealing with helping people. And there are so many people out there that go, I'm not getting what I want or making the pay I want, but I'm working hard. Well, first let's start off with, man, when I start to dissect some people's days, you want to make this type of pay, but you're putting in this type of effort, and they don't match up at all. You think they match up, but trust me, they don't. To make $100,000 in a year, $100,000. Now that's not like life changing, but it's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't make $100,000.
Most people don't make $100,000.
Most people don't
mm-hmm.
in a year. And it takes work. It takes work. And especially real estate agents. Real estate agents, I don't know where your mind is at, but you work less than a part-time worker and expect full-time salary. So not only are you not going above and beyond, you're not even going above. I mean, you're not even moving.
You're not even peeking your eyes above the water. I mean, like,
it's incredible, guys, and I really want to hit on it. Some people even look at, well, I do my job. Well, doing your job isn't good enough. Now I want to be clear here. I'm not saying that if you're content with your life and you're content with your pay and you want to just do your job and check off the box.
However you're doing it. Mm-hmm.
That's
perfectly fine.
For you, that's okay.
But we're assuming you want more.
We're talking about massive success. Mm-hmm. We're talking about excelling, striving, achieving more. You can't just do your job. I mean, to me, I hate when my kids say, well, I did what I was supposed to do. Go above and beyond.
Well,
get to that mindset.
I think it's even worse than that. I think that people they decide that certain tasks are beneath them or certain tasks are menial or they don't like them. And so they do it half-ass. Like literally drives me nuts. Oh. Like everything from parking your cart back into the little thing, which is obviously a pet peeve, or Gosh, can someone make a comment? I don't even know if we're live. Are we?
That is the strangest thing. I was actually just thinking the same thing. Nobody's making
Yeah,
comment.
which is odd.
Somebody make a comment. Any comments?
Because what's that pause thing in the corner?
I don't know.
But it says live. Are you there? Are you there?
I don't think they are.
But maybe not. Anyway, so I'm going to pretend you are and that our comments aren't working. But the menial things in life, being excellent at the menial things. There we go. Thank you. Thank you, Norris. Oh, there we go. All right.
Couple
All
of
right.
people.
Thank you. I felt so alone for just a minute.
Oh, busy taking notes.
Oh.
I don't know who that is because it just says Facebook
It's your
user.
sister, I'm sure.
Yeah.
She's always like faceless. But
Okay.
anyway, I want to get back to this because I think it's so important. And I try to make it seriously. How do I make this a habit? Colleen, it's cute, right?
Colleen,
You know what our son said?
Wait. Colleen, I'd give you mine, but it would probably a full-length dress for you.
and Matthew, our son, says to him, "What's with the shirt, Dad? What are you in the math club?" I said, "He's the leader of the math club." Anyway, I got to get back to this because it's important. I don't care if I'm doing the dishes or the laundry or pushing a cart back or picking up a piece of trash. Do you know what actually bothers me now? To go buy a piece of trash on the ground and not pick it up. So it's the little teeny things of going above and beyond, even though it's not your job, or maybe you think it's beneath you, and that's going to create habits and character traits that you have to have massive success. You have to have those character traits.
So I want to touch on a couple of more things about what you want to make and what you do and about going above and beyond. You know, I know some people will look at successful people, and so let's use us because I just know what we do on a daily basis that we don't put out there. We don't sit and people don't see what most of the stuff we do or deal with. So they go, I want to make the money like that person. And what they assume is just by going through their normal day like they normally do, and then they don't get what they want, they give up and they don't see that. Well, here's what I tell you. Here's what I'm going to tell you guys don't see if you're not at the level you want to be. You don't see the sacrifices you put in. Sacrifices, absolutely. The crap we deal with on a day-to-day basis. We know it's coming. We know it's part of what we do. And we go above and beyond to deal with it, not push it aside or just check off the box. The amount of training people do. You know, look, I'm not going to make a whole discussion about professional athletes and what they make and what they shouldn't make. I mean, my personal opinion is I think they would make way too much money for playing a sport, but at the same time, that you don't, like I used to be many years ago going, oh my gosh, they make millions for going out on a baseball field or a football field once a week. And that's what you see. But what you don't see is the amount of work they put in since they were like 8, 9 years old, constantly. Like their training is constant, their basic training is constant. So them hitting the field at a pro level is the apex of what
they've been working for
accumulation.
years, yes.
Now, once again, do I think they should be making 30, 40 million or 100 million or whatever some of them make? No, I think it's a little extravagant, but I do know they earn a good amount of it. So anyway, earning your money, go out. What is?
Look at Adam's comment.
I've been parking next to
the cart carousel for years. So he puts his cart back.
Yeah. There you go, Adam. Good thinking.
It's awesome.
So, and it's funny, Adam, because I do the same thing. I look to park next to the cart carousel, even if I have to walk further. I thought it was
because we're not leaving our cart out.
So, and I also want to tell one more thing. If somebody says, well, how do you go above and beyond? Give me some examples. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples. Carol Gruber shared with me Darren Hardy's thing about going above and beyond, and this was inspired for today. And she's in his thing, he says he gets sent a lot of books to read, that people send him books, read our book. And he said one person sent the book, and people usually send them in those manila envelopes and what have you, nothing special. But one person went above and beyond and packaged it up really nice packaging. And when you opened up the packaging, there was a nice note in there, and there was all these little goodies and candies and even some stuff for his wife. And he said, whose book do you think I read first?
Yeah.
Because that person went above and beyond. Was it a lot? No, but he separated himself from the noise.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing I just heard for you real estate agents out there that I just thought was genius, because somebody posted on a group. And they said, because we were all competing for offers, this one agent put in with the offer her resume. Wow, mind blown. That is just genius. Now, okay, if you just started in the business, you might not want to say, hey, this is my first week in the business. But if you're in the business a while, create a resume on who you are and why they should work with you. That right there will help you separate yourself from most of the offers out there. I just thought it was genius.
So, and the other thing that I thought of when you told me that yesterday is why wouldn't sometimes the realtor write a letter? And a very short statement just saying, hey, listen, my job is to help my clients get your house. So,
that is the realtor writing the letter.
A resume?
The agent wrote her resume.
But a resume is not a letter.
Oh, okay.
We haven't had to do a resume in a long time.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Gosh, back in the day, we used to go to the seller's house and present the offer in front of the seller and the other agent.
Yeah. That was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago.
Yep. All right. So my next one is people who go above and beyond, and we learned this, so I have a lot to say about this, is they don't reinvent the wheel. They don't reinvent the wheel. And this is what I mean by that. One of the things that astounds me about our industry in general is these two things. First of all, people are not willing to go out of their way to learn from others. So they'll start their career and they're going to forge their own way. Now, I'm going to be honest, Chuck and I forged our own way in lots of things, as real estate agents, as team leaders, even when we started our brokerage, and you can read that right in our book, we describe,
whoa.
I can't even put shoes in a box, much less work backwards. But we tried to figure it all out by ourselves. And so learning from others is, people have success, and they actually have process, procedure. Oh, thanks. Cute, right? So
what about my top?
Colleen said your top was good. You didn't say top. So first of all,
don't read.
I can't. It's impossible. I have the attention span of a flea sometimes. So you've got to be willing to learn from others.
You can tell by you taking one of my topics.
I know, right? And so one of the things that is a mark of a successful person is seeking out people who have done it and done it well and learning from them. And the converse part of that is this scarcity mindset of people to not share with others, because they think somehow if they share everything they know with somebody else, then that other person's going to steal their business, or there's going to be less business out there, which is the polar opposite of success. So I'm going to give you something that happened in our career. We reinvented the wheel as agents. We tried to reinvent the wheel starting a brokerage. It worked, but it was really, really, really painful. And so it was in 2016 when we went to Dave Ramsey's EntreLeadership that our eyes were completely open to this fact, because don't put it up yet, and I can see your face, because we went there willing to learn, willing to hear, and willing to go back and take massive action on it. And thank God we did, because our business exploded after that. So what I'm saying is so many of you think that you can just do it your own way and it's going to be better. I'm not saying that you shouldn't at some point in time create your unique value proposition, but don't try to reinvent everything. And one other thing is, I've got to tell you, that has reinforced this fact is this EXP model. I am surrounded with people who are willing to tell everything they do, and surrounded by people who are willing to listen and then put it into motion. That's going to give massive success.
Yep. And then the next one is accountability. Something I learned Oh, there's a phone call coming in.
One of your many fans.
Yes, something I learned in molding myself as a leader along the way is I had to set an example before I could pave the way. And what that means is I'm not going to expect other people to do things that I haven't already done myself. And I was accountable to myself. And that's what you guys need to be. You want to go above and beyond. You have to be accountable to yourself. Don't wait on other people. Do the things you're supposed to be doing. Don't ever get to a point where you feel like something is beneath you. You know, I think that is one of my big pet peeves, is that I watch people reach a level of success, could be any level, and then feel like something or someone is beneath them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's what I will tell you. Don't get it confused with, all right, if I'm making the money I want to make, that I could hire people to do certain jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fine. But I'll never look at their job as beneath me or I wouldn't do that work. Always. I will do whatever I expect from someone, I would do the same thing. And basically what that's called is humility. And do you guys have humility? Are you accountable to yourself? And do you have humility in your life? That is a big deal. And you know, a lot of famous people, you can see this. It's like they just think they're above everyone. They think they could do whatever they want to do. And we're starting to see that coming out in the things you see in the world about these rich and famous people. And somebody says, why is it that the rich and famous people do the things that you're starting to hear out on the media? Well, the answer is simple. It's their power and money thinks it entitles them to do whatever they want. And that is just horrible, horrible, no humility. So if you guys are out there, guys, number one, be accountable to yourself, do the things you're supposed to do, don't wait on someone else, do go above and beyond, and always remain humble in everything you do. That is something that I never, ever want to lose sight of.
Mm-hmm. And that is a perfect introduction to my last point today. My last point is you've got to connect your achievements with your own behaviors. So if you're doing what you want to accomplish, if you're where you want to be, that's awesome. If you're not, the first place you should look is which behaviors in yourself need to change, not the circumstances around you. I don't even want to hear, even if the circumstances are as serious as this pandemic has caused in the world. I mean, we can all acknowledge that it is causing big things in the world. But you still have to be accountable for what behaviors do you need to change. And that goes back to what we talked about maybe a couple of weeks ago about what do you have control over. And that's where you focus on making changes because that's what you have control over. You have to identify the difference. That's the difference between someone who's a victim and somebody who's not a victim.
Yes. And the last one I'm going to leave you guys with is seek improvement, not approval. Always take pride in a job well done. Always, you want to do a great job all the time, but don't do it because you want a pat on the back. Don't do it for recognition. When you start to do that, you start to lose the reason why. And then you start to seek outside people to justify why you're doing these things. And when you start to seek things that are not in your control and you don't get them, what do? You give up. You give up because you're not receiving what you're expecting because that's why you did it in the first place. So when you're doing work, always go above and beyond. Always seek to do the best that you could be, regardless of what people think of you and how they feel. And I love this scripture verse, and it's something that in Colossians it says, and whatever you do, do it heartily unto the Lord and not unto men, knowing that of the Lord you shall receive reward of the inheritance, for you serve the Lord Christ, not man. And we've got burned a lot of times by people that were our friends or we thought were our friends. And it doesn't end. It doesn't stop. Even recently, it happened again. You give, somebody burns you. And then people say to us, well, aren't you tired of doing that? Aren't you tired of people owing you money and not even recognize it or giving back or anything to that matter? Aren't you tired of it? And I said, you know what? My flesh is a little tired of it, but here's what I can tell you, that if I do things focused on Christ and on the Lord, and I do everything unto him because he just tells me to, then I don't expect anything in return. And I know we're going to get burned. Look, none of us are perfect. We've all in our life screwed somebody over.
And people
somehow.
will always think you screwed them over.
Right.
It's just the way it is.
So remember the topic, above and beyond. You go above and beyond. And if you keep that in sight, then it doesn't matter who thinks what of you. It doesn't matter if you get that raise or not. It doesn't matter, whatever that doesn't matter is. That if you just do it unto God, it doesn't matter. That's the only thing that matters. So we appreciate you guys. We do want to let you know, starting on Tuesdays, I think it was going to be 5 or 5:30?
5:30.
5:30 Pacific time. So I know I got a lot of people on here. Might even be 5. I don't know yet. We have to see.
Okay.
Might even be 4:30. Well,
I don't know. You have to look at our page. We'll make it clear.
Here's what it is. We are going to be, a lot of people come to us and they ask, why did you go to eXp Realty? Well, what we're doing is we're going to be talking about our journey through eXp Realty, our journey on why would we give up or leave our own brokerage that was extremely successful to go do a whole nother business venture from the ground up. So
it'll be evolving though. Every single week we'll talk about something a
we're
little
going to talk
different.
about what eXp does, what they have to offer. It's not a sales pitch. It's you can get to learn a business aspect of what's in our mind. Now be careful what you ask for though, because you want to get in this mind, you're in a heap of trouble. But that's what we want to do. We want to share with you our mindset of that business. So if you're in business or if you're in real estate and you want to know and hear about our journey and what's taking place and what's going on, I really, really, really encourage you to tune in on Tuesday. They'll either be late afternoons or evenings, and we'll come up with the time. But you will absolutely get a life lesson into our life and into our mindset of business.
Plus, several people have asked for the ability to have anonymity while they're listening to information. And so now it's going to be easy.
Anonymity?
Yeah.
What the heck does that mean?
You know what that means. You do?
I do.
All right.
Oh, don't be surprised. So Maria had a question.
Oh, good question.
Nope, this is going to be online.
Live on our page.
Live on our page. Where we'll say where it's from. Anyway, guys, we really appreciate you guys tuning in. We hope you have a great day, a great week. God bless you guys. We so appreciate you.